First impressions matter, in life and in baseball. After 3.5 weeks of the season, these hitters on new teams have already made a good or bad first impression with their new fans. Let's look at the 10 best and the 10 worst. Get me to 250 likes and I'll do the same video for pitchers next week. Just note, these players need to have at least 40 plate appearances, and these stats are as of Saturday, April 20th. Let's start with the best. Number 10, Teoscar Hernandez, Los Angeles Dodgers. He came to LA with a good track record, but he came over pretty much unnoticed. With all the hoopla over Ohtani and Yamamoto, Hernandez was almost a throw-in, but he's a solid middle-of-the-order guy. In 97 plate appearances, he has 5 homers, drove in 18, hitting .264 and an .816 OPS. He also strikes out about a third of the time, which knocks him down a little bit. Number 9, Amed Rosario, Tampa Bay Rays. A guy who came from the Dodgers last year, he's already made a splash in Tampa. For a guy who's never had a 300 average or an OPS over 800 since he came up in 2017, he's sitting at 343 and .866. Only 2 homers, but slugging over 500. Only 1 walk and 71 plate appearances, but he's hitting his way on base, no problem. Number 8, Jock Peterson, Arizona Diamondbacks. He seems to be an impact bat no matter where he goes, and in his first year in Arizona, that's no different. In 51 plate appearances, he's walked 9 times, only struck out 3 times, hitting .289 with a .420 on base, making for a .920 OPS. Not the usual power we're used to seeing from Jock, but he's making a lot of contact and finding himself on base all the time. Number 7, Justin Turner, Toronto Blue Jays. At age 39, Turner's coming off a good year in Boston, and he's picked up where he left off. 9 of his 20 hits have gone for extra bases. He's hitting .323, .405 on base, .938 OPS. He seems to only be getting better with age. Number 6, Blaze Alexander, Arizona Diamondbacks. From Justin Turner at age 39 to Blaze Alexander at age 24, he's seeing his first major league action this year. He's hitting .333, he's already gone deep 3 times, drove in 13, 4 doubles, slugging .588 and an OPS at .981. Maybe the league will figure him out, but so far, this 11th round draft pick has been awesome in 56 at-bats. Number 5, Jesse Winker, Washington Nationals. Playing for his 4th team in 4 seasons, Winker had an all-star season in 2021, but hasn't been good in the last 2 years in Seattle and Milwaukee. Now he's in Washington, and so far so good, hitting .339, taking his walks and getting his hits, a .455 on base, .987 OPS, 2 homers and 6 doubles. If he can keep that up, the Nats found a diamond in the rough. Number 4, Tyler O'Neill, Boston Red Sox. One of the big offseason trades, the Sox got O'Neill from the Cardinals, a guy who had a near MVP 2021, but the last 2 years haven't been as good. He came out blazing. His 7 home runs are only behind Trout and Ozuna for the Major League lead. It's just kind of amazing. He has 7 home runs and only 8 RBI. That makes for a .750 slugging, paired with a .459 on base, and he's got a league-leading 1209 OPS. Aside from colliding with Rafael Devers and landing on the IL, it's been a great start. Number 3, Michael Busch, Chicago Cubs. The Dodgers traded one of their top prospects to the Cubs in the offseason. Apparently, they didn't have room for him and wanted to give him a shot somewhere else, and so far, he's been huge for the Cubs. He homered in 5 straight games, tying a franchise record, now sitting on 6, 15 RBI, boosting that slugging to .656, a .328 average, .1062 OPS. You gotta love a guy who's given a shot and takes full advantage. Number 2, Shohei Ohtani, Los Angeles Dodgers. For just $2 million a year, of course, I say that tongue-in-cheek, the Dodgers signed one of the best hitters in baseball. Wedged between Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, Ohtani has been awesome. 4 homers, 11 RBI, also leads baseball with 11 doubles. He's stolen 5 bases, hitting .359, slugging .630, a .1049 OPS, and even had a 5-game multi-hit streak. Because he's not pitching this year, it seems like people are sleeping on him, but his bat has been blazing hot all year. Number 1, Juan Soto, New York Yankees. You knew this guy would love the spotlight, and his first year in New York has been awesome. He already has 5 home runs and 20 RBI, and he's second in all of baseball with 18 walks. Compare that to his 11 strikeouts. He's hitting .354, .469 on base, .608 slugging, .1077 OPS. He's already got the Bronx faithful shouting MVP, and I know that can change really fast, but it's been a great 3.5 weeks. That's the good. Now the bad. Number 10, Manny Margot, Minnesota Twins. Traded from the Rays to the Dodgers, then being flipped to the Twins, Margot is not enjoying his new home. He's never hit under 200 or had an OPS under 600, but right now he's sitting at 175 and 533, 7 hits and 40 at-bats, his 1 home run being the only extra base hit. Number 9, Adam Frazier, Kansas City Royals. Ever since making the All-Star team in 2021, he hasn't been able to climb over a 700 OPS. Being traded to San Diego, then going to Seattle, then Baltimore, now the Royals. So far, this is his worst stop yet. 175 average, 7 hits and nothing for extra bases, 4 RBI. He has walked more than he struck out, so his on-base is up at 353. But with 0 slugging, his OPS is sitting at 528. Number 8, Robbie Grossman, Chicago White Sox. He was the perfect league average player last year in Texas, so he signs on with the White Sox, and so far it hasn't worked out. 167 average, 6 hits, 1 double. He's like Frazier, where he takes his walk, so his on-base isn't terrible at 333. But without slugging, his OPS is only at 528. Number 7, Nicky Lopez, Chicago White Sox. Another new White Sox. Lopez really has only had one good offensive season, that being in 2021, but he's setting new lows with his new team. He's 8 for 47, all singles, a 170 average. He has walked more than he's struck out, but he's only scored 3 times. He doesn't have an RBI. His on-base is at 291. And now we're getting into the sub-500 OPSs. His sitting at 461. Number 6, Colt Keith, Detroit Tigers. This 5th round draft pick is seeing his first major league action, but so far, he's not the frontrunner for Rookie of the Year. He has 13 hits and 71 at-bats, only one of those being for extra bases. He's driven in 5 runs, walked 6 times and struck out 14. A 183 average, 247 on base and 444 OPS. Number 5, Aaron Hicks, Los Angeles Angels. He flamed out with the Yankees, went to Baltimore and seemed to revive his career, so he signs with the Angels and he's right back to his Yankee form. He's been up 50 times, struck out 17 times, only 4 walks, 1 home run and 4 RBI. That home run being the only one of his 7 hits to go for extra bases. He's hitting 152, 220 on base, 437 OPS. Number 4, Santiago Espinal, Cincinnati Reds. He spent his first 4 years in Toronto. He had a great 2021 season, made the All-Star team in 2022, but he was down last year. He goes to the Reds and just collapsed to start the season. He has 5 hits and 37 at-bats, 1 double, 5 RBI. He has stolen 3 bases, but his average is sitting at 135 and OPS at 389. Number 3, Eddie Rosario, Washington Nationals. Here's another guy who made a name for himself in 2021, and he's trying to get back to that form. He struggled in his last 2 years in Atlanta, and now he's having a hard time in Washington. 6 for 49, half of those hits going for extra bases, 2 walks and 13 strikeouts, hitting only 122. On base is a horrid 154 and a 378 OPS. Number 2, Carlos Santana, Minnesota Twins. It's been a long career for the 38-year-old Santana, the Twins being his 7th team over 15 years, and just about every year he's had an OPS plus over 100. So far, his OPS plus is sitting at 4. He's 7 for 57, just 1 double, drove in 2 runs, 5 walks and 14 strikeouts, a 123 average and 347 OPS. Number 1, Victor Scott, St. Louis Cardinals. I hate to pick on a 23-year-old rookie. This 5th round draft pick seeing his first major league action, but he's by far the worst player making a first impression. He's 5 for 59, 3 of those hits being doubles, 2 RBI, 2 steals, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts, an 0.85 average, 274 OPS, and a shocking negative 22 OPS plus. He just got sent down to AAA, so hopefully he can work things out down there. That's all I got for now. Let me know if you have any thoughts on these players, and if you got anyone else you can think of playing for a new team, making a good or bad impression. Don't forget, 250 likes and I'll make the same video for pitchers. Also, if you want to see more baseball content like this, please give me a sub. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.